Man, this video did not age very well. Irregardless of that, here we are now, a little over 2 months since Fallout 76 launched, and I've poured a fairly good chunk of time into the game. What do I think of it? Well, let's discuss, shall we? I'll start with some of my positive takeaways so far. Firstly, the world is absolutely incredible and is, in my opinion, the best map for a Fallout game we've yet seen. There are 6 different regions within Appalachia, and I've only managed to explore 4 of them during my time with the game. I don't know for certain if the game is 4 times the size of Fallout 4 like Todd Howard said it was, but it certainly feels much bigger than any Fallout that has come before. The forest region, where you begin the game, is easily the most visually striking area of the map, with vibrant fall colors and lush greenery untouched by the atomic radiation. That brings me to my second point. While Fallout 76 might not be a showstopper graphically, artistically, it's absolutely the richest Fallout game in terms of its visual aesthetic. Each region of the map is entirely distinct from the others, from the darkened soil and skies of the Ash Heap to the breathtaking views of the Savage Divide. The art team at Bethesda truly deserve props for creating this exquisite and immersive environment. The core gameplay and the feel of combat remains largely unchanged from Fallout 4. That's not necessarily a bad thing though, as I was one of the many who felt that the general improvements to gameplay in Fallout 4 was one of that game's strongest aspects. In fact, I would argue that Fallout 76 feels snappier and more responsive than Fallout 4 ever did. It's probably just my own feeling when I'm playing, but it's a great feeling nonetheless. The region of Appalachia also allowed Bethesda to introduce new pieces of information that fill in many blanks in Fallout's lore and creates many new questions as well, from the origins of the Brotherhood, the Scorched Plague, and the namesake creatures that carry the infection, the various cryptids roaming the wilderness, some irradiated, others maybe not? But that's part of the fun with the history of the Fallout universe. Every time a question is answered, another, more intriguing one is raised. The new perk card system also feels much more tailored to individual playstyles, as opposed to Fallout 4's removal of skills in favor of a Skyrim-style perk upgrade progression system. You really do have to weigh and evaluate which cards are best for your particular build, both in the short and long term. It creates not only a sense of ownership over your character, but also forces the player to make difficult decisions. Of course, you still have the freedom to swap out cards after you have unlocked them, so switching on the fly is an ability that is very much appreciated. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, let me talk about some of the areas where Fallout 76 has faltered in general, and also for myself personally. The game is grindy as hell. There's no getting around that, and even though I can appreciate the value of a good grind for loot and better gear, in Fallout 76 it doesn't feel like I'm being rewarded for that grind nearly enough as I should be. I personally find myself constantly running dry on ammo for all of my weapons, and I can never seem to craft or find the amount that I desperately need. Feeding into that, finding the vital raw materials required for crafting and upgrading is simply too sparse, and that also bolsters the grinding process. Constant server disconnects after a set amount of hours in one server has made me lose vital progress on more than one occasion. Bugs and technical glitches have never really bothered me in the past until now. This is absolutely unacceptable for what was advertised as a AAA $60 game. Finally, the multiplayer in Fallout 76 sadly feels inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Yes, my playthrough has been primarily a solo run, but my encounters with other human players have never amounted to anything that I can consider emotionally engaging. I thought I'd be okay with the idea of no human NPCs in this game, and I was fine with the idea. The execution of the concept is mediocre at best and terrible at worst. Ultimately, Fallout 76 is enjoyable, but every single time I encounter these issues I discussed previously, it makes my desire to return to Appalachia decrease dramatically. Fallout 76 is a foundation that Bethesda will hopefully continue to build on. However, I will never be able to truly experience the game the way I was meant to from the beginning, or was hoping to for that matter. Bethesda has to step up their game in 2019 because the past few months have been anything but kind, and it shows that your reputation is immensely fragile and can shatter at a moment's notice. So those are my thoughts on Fallout 76 after several hours, but now I want to know what you think about the game in the comments down below. Do you like it or hate it? Have you played it yet? Do you plan to in the future? Consider subscribing for more content like this, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And remember that the outsider walks among us. Thanks for watching.